Well, good morning! Welcome to another episode of our little adventure. This weekend we had some epic things planned. Today is Saturday morning and we're on the Cook Highway between Cairns and Port Douglas. We put the dogs in the kennel yesterday because we want to do the Bloomfield Track, and that goes through the Daintree rainforest, which is a national park. So today we're heading up to the ferry that takes us to Cape Trib, and then we're going to do the Bloomfield Track all day today, spend the night in Cooktown in a cottage or a guest house, which should be really interesting. It's going to be our first night out of the caravan in a very long time. So no dogs, are a bit sad. Liam's keen to be on the road. We're also travelling in convoy with my parents and some great family friends as well. So it's going to be an epic day. We'll see you later. What a cool drive, hey?
Stunning.
Yeah. Yeah, Dad's got a hat on. Mum didn't bring a hat.
Hey, that's someone else's one. Could I leave that one there? You got to put your own. Here, Dad got you one. Oh, no. I can't make it rebalance. How cool is this? It's just from people adding to it as they come past over the years. It's made for a really cool stopover on the highway, but there's no warning signs, so check it on Wikicamps before you come so you get a little bit of warning.
Yep, so it's between Ellis Beach and Port Douglas. Probably only about 5 k's from Ellis Beach actually, it's not that far.
Yeah, and we'll try and figure out what it's called and put the little pop-up in here because it's hard to figure out what to search for.
Yeah, really cool spot to stop at.
Yeah, we just added one to the top floor, we're trying to, and then it keeps picking it up again. Hey? This is called Rex's Lookout. That's pretty cool. Beaches up here are stunning. I'm still not sure about crocs though.
Yeah, big rocks, isn't there?
Oh, look, now there's some mangroves coming.
Ooh,
Now we're in
croc country. What do crocs do, babe?
Jump, jump, jump.
Just come into Port Douglas just for a little drive around. We have been here before quite a few years ago, pre-Liam. Yeah, so just going for a quick drive, have a look at 4 Mile Beach, which is absolutely gorgeous. I think what we like here is that there's so much happening right near the beach. There's heaps of shops, there's cafes, there's restaurants, and it seems like a good little holiday destination to come and visit. And possibly stay in a resort because they all look beautiful.
A bit too fancy for my life.
Yeah, they're a little too fancy for us. Maybe later on. But yeah, heaps of shops here as well, and the main street is quite busy. There's lots happening here.
Yeah. Okay, still in Port Douglas. We've just come to the lookout. Looks out over the 4 Mile Beach in the town. We'll get Liam out of the car, get a nice couple of photos, and then we're heading off towards Mossman.
Driving at the ferry, so it's $23 one way and $39 return. That's pretty good, and a multi-pass is $77, so pretty reasonable really.
Actually 5 return trips.
5 return trips, that's really good. I thought it was really good anyway. Mark's going to get the drone up for the river crossing, so we're just about to load onto the barge. They are just doing a load of cars back from the other side, and then it's our turn. So that means I'm driving, so a little bit nervous, but we've got to get this drone footage. I mean, how many times in your life are you going to be able to send the drone up while you've got your car in a barge? Should be good fun. Let's hope I don't roll it into the Mossman. Is this the Daintree River? Daintree River, duh. bay across the other side. Very cool. So on our way to Cape Trib shortly, where we'll probably stop and have a little bit of an explore, and then we're going to hit up the Bloomfield Track. So excited. We've just seen so many good things and it just looks incredible. So can't wait to take the big girl over the Bloomfield and see how she goes.
Alright, that was really cool. It was good to be able to get the drone up. There's no sign saying that you can't, and if you jump on ok2fly.com and have a look at this area, it's outside of any national parks and it's outside of any flight zones, so you're sweet as long as you take off from one side and the other, because I think the river itself is actually a marine park, but you're allowed to fly over the top of it. This is now the furthest north we've been in Queensland. Obviously Darwin's further north in Australia. Yeah, it's further north we've been in Queensland because Colin and I did Mossman Gorge 6 years ago when we were here last, which is beautiful. We would highly recommend doing that. We're not doing that this trip. We've done it and it would be a little bit tricky with Liam and more time away from the dog, so we're not doing that. But the plan is still to try and get to Cape York, or the top of Cape York this year. But we'll just see. We've got to shoot back down and get the van serviced in Townsville, and then hopefully the weather's still okay, but it's looking like the weather's changing a little bit earlier than what like we've researched. People can travel up to Cape York in September and October. It's only August at the moment, but we've got some pretty crappy weather coming in the forecast, so we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see. We don't mind it being hot and humid, but we don't want it to be torrential rain while we're doing it either.
Yeah, especially on those roads, it just turn into like mud pits, I think.
So yeah, we'll play it by ear, but we don't really want to get up there. So we'll see how we go. Got brand new tyres. We were going for the BF Goodrich all-terrain KO2s again. I got about 75,000 Ks out of the last lot. And then I got that one puncher, and all the rest were looking a bit slim. And we got a couple of big trips, hopefully, like I said, Cape York and stuff like that. So we've opted while we're in Cairns to get 4 new tyres. Just kept the original spare back on the back now. But it's good to have the new tyres on again, and a wheel alignment made a world of difference to the drive. And I feel like it's given us an extra inch of clearance as well, having all that tread back again, because it feels taller. We're running along parallel to the beach again now. It's just through this little dense bit of forest right here. But it means we're getting close to Cape Tribulation, so we're going to stop for a little while, let Liam have a proper run around, have some lunch, and then I think that's pretty close to the start of the Bloomfield Track, so we'll be tackling that this afternoon, which I'm really excited about. But we definitely need to stop for a little while. It's been a long morning in the car for Liam. We left at 8, it's now 11:30.
That's usually our max driving day already done. So
yeah, and we usually have a lot more stops.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's struggling a little bit in the back seat. We've exhausted his little shows and bag of toys.
And food.
Yeah, we're running out of snacks. But we got lunch ready. And there might be a sneaky cafe to get something nice from as well. We're pretty well in Cape Tribulation. We're just heading down to a place called Mile Beach. We're just parked up in the car park and heading into the day area, picnic area, just so we can see the beach on this nice boardwalk. And then we'll shoot into town hopefully and find maybe a playground or something for Liam. So be careful how loud I say that word. How cool is this?
Here it is.
We're at the beach. You weren't expecting that, were you? Hey, you thought we were going to the rainforest. We're here at the wrong tide. I reckon this is where you would see the rainforest overhanging the beach.
It didn't seem like a low tide when we were down that way further. Maybe the tide's just bigger here because it's so flat.
But where the rainforest meets the sea. Almost took you out then, didn't I?
Yeah.
We're still in Cape Tribulation. We've got Graham here with Liam.
The man also stood up. Yes, we are all at Cape Tribulation.
Oh,
Mum's coming.
poor Liam. And now we've just had a picnic and we're coming down and having a look at the water.
Just left Cape Trib. Or are we still here?
I think we're still
I think we're technically still here. Oh look, here we go. Morning, gravel road. So we've hit the unsealed road anyhow, and I don't know officially where the Bloomfield Track starts, but I'm hoping there's a big sign saying Bloomfield Track. But if this is anything to go by, it won't be too bad. So it's only 35 k's between Cape Trib and Bloomfield, and then there's more track on the other side that takes you up to Cooktown as well. So halfway point, meh, Bloomfield, but it's technically about 100 k's between Cape Trib and Cooktown. So it's just about 1 p.m. We're hoping Liam's going to go down for a sleep, but we'll see how he goes on this road. And yeah, we're going to cruise along and try and get in before 5. See how we all roll. So this is Imogen Creek, and apparently you can swim here. Woo, it's actually really lovely in the water, and I'm sort of wishing that I could go for a swim, but we're in a little bit of a hurry actually. I also think that if I saw a croc, you'd see me walk on water.
I know there's a steeper one as well, so it should be fun. They said to engage low range four drive, so we'll do that very shortly. But this should be cool.
So we watched when Big Oz took their caravan up here, and we were impressed. Then now that we're doing the track, I don't think I would have the nerve to bring the caravan up here. Oh geez, that is steep, isn't it?
Feels steep.
It feels very steep. I just don't think that the GoPro's doing it justice though.
Never will.
Yeah. Short of me getting out of the car and laying on the ground so you can see how big that
You can kind of tell by the angle the trees are growing up.
Yeah.
To the road. Traffic lights. That's not what I expected to see. I don't reckon low range is probably that necessary for that first one.
Unless you're towing.
Yeah, unless you're towing. I reckon you can come up there in high range without a problem. I was just in second gear low range, just cruising. Looks like we've got the descent now, and it looks like they might be putting in concrete or something down.
Yeah.
We'll have to have a look as we go past. But I think we might need low range for the next one. I think it goes up to 31% if I remember correctly from watching Christian Shan do it. But it's pretty cool. We've got the ocean out through there. I don't know if you can see that past me.
Because there's a bit of cloud cover, it's pretty glary today. Yeah.
It is a bit glary.
Yeah, and it's a little bit hazy on the horizon too.
Yeah, it should be cool.
It's weird getting a red light and there's nobody around. Pretty steep.
You sort of feel yourself being pushed forward into your seatbelt. But you can see they're laying like rippled concrete for the other side. I'm guessing they'll do it for both sides eventually.
Maybe it's to help with like when it floods too.
Maybe.
Yeah, stop it being so slippery. There we go, 31%, so a lot steeper than the last big hill.
Yeah, 9% steeper. So yes, you could bring a caravan. People obviously do it. Cab trailers probably more suited. I think the trickiest part is there's big potholes, and it's really hard to see them in amongst all the shadows from the trees.
Yeah.
So if you're going too fast, you're going to hit them, and that jar that you get wouldn't be good for a caravan. So if you went slow and picked your line, you'd be fine. You can take your caravan through here.
Definitely.
It's a bit low hanging, some of these branches, but none of them look like big branches that would do any damage.
No.
But yeah, you definitely want a car that's able to handle these hills. But this one looks like it's concrete.
Gee, that is so steep.
Yeah.
Tell us about the change you made so you can put it in four-wheel drive on the
Yeah, okay, so these cars, 100 series, I don't know if it's all of the 100 series, but this one, they're an all-wheel drive, so constant four-wheel drive. And when you put them into low range, it automatically locks the center diff. I've bypassed that little relay switch, so I can put it into low range without locking the center diff, so I can, like I am now, on concrete or on bitumen, especially when we're hooking up the van and maneuvering the van in the caravan parks. It's really handy to put the car into low range and not have the risk of like transmission wind up. And like right now, I'm just cruising up in second gear low range and there's no risk of damaging things. So awesome little mod. I've got to thank the crew on the 100 series owners Facebook group. They're a good bunch of good bunch of dudes that are real helpful and pointing me in the right direction to get that one done. And that's something I just did myself in the caravan park, just removed the wire.
Yeah, and I think it took him, I don't know, about 15 minutes, so it wasn't a tricky job. Yeah, it was a really handy thing to have.
Yeah, like I said, with the van, just manoeuvring the van in caravan parks and stuff where you just want to move it slowly and to get it into the spot, I can do that at low range because I'm in a manual car, so jumping up and down off the accelerator and the brake all the time and riding that clutch just can't be good work. It's pretty low range cruise.
And with the is it the D35? DO35 drop in hitch, it's so much easier when you can just go that tiny little bit of movement when I'm directing Mark to line it up, because you have to have it really accurate to get the pin in. That's been really handy, just being able to pop into full drive and make those really small movements.
Yeah. Probably one of the best mods I've done to this car actually. It's been a lifesaver this trip.
Yeah, it really has.
really tight then.
Check this out. Any chum chum chums? Wow, that's so clear though. Oh look, there's people swimming down there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's stunning.
Is that good, is it? Whoa! Yeah, oh there's plenty more where they came from. Gorgeous little spot here on Wakuju Creek. Now I'm sure I'm not saying that right, so we'll pop up a little thing, or Mark will, he's very good at that. Fresh water obviously, but there's just so much of it and it's so clear. And there's people swimming, or they're paddling at least, so I'm assuming it's croc safe. I don't think I'll get in, but it looks pretty good to me. And I did see a sign for a platypus as well, but I don't know, I just feel like we're up too far north. So if anybody knows more about platypus habitat, let us know. I'm really curious, and I would love to see a platypus in the wild. Oh wow. Could just spend all day up here, and there is a little, like a few camping spots in there, but I don't know if you're allowed to camp. You are in the national park. I mean, I'm sure people do it all the time. It's so pretty.
Take photos of you.
Alright, so that was a nice little creek. I'd love to go for a swim there, but you need some more time to do this. Don't do a rush like we are and try and get to Cooktown in one day. I don't know if you're actually allowed to camp along here, but there is campfires. I would love to just spend a couple of days exploring through here. But we're going to keep punching because we got a fair way to go still. Liam only had a little nap, so we'd like to get in early enough this afternoon that we can have a bit of downtime before we have to put in through dinner and bedtime routine. So we'll keep punching. We're going pretty slow. I used to four-wheel drive a bit quicker, but now we've got some precious cargo on board. This squishy.
What about me?
We just go a little bit slower, let the tyres down, and just cruise across it rather than bouncing around all over the show.
Where's the little bit of one?
I don't know. Alright, let's hit the road, Jack.
Up, Jack.
Alright, we made it to the Lions Den Hotel.
So it's bitumen between Bloomfield and Lionsden so far.
Yeah, it's like that Wajul community that we went through is made up of 3 towns, Bloomfield being one of them. It's bitumen from here all the way, but it's very narrow, very windy road.
Yeah, you still have to go pretty slow.
Yeah, so if you're prone to motion sickness, be prepared.
It's not good, is it?
C-O-M-E. C-O-M-E.
What's happening down here?
Playing on the playground.
So we've got Black Mountain behind us. So this is Black Mountain National Park. And we've just said it reminds us of the Pilbara, but the rocks here are black instead of red. We're just going to stop in it and look at and have a better look.
Alright, we made it to Cooktown. We've checked into our accommodation. It's Hillcrest.
Hillcrest Guest House.
Yeah, which is
Yes.
awesome. There's a few other people in here as well, but we've got a room to share with Gran and Pop. Clem and I are going to have
Yeah.
a bottom bunk each, and we brought the little swag for Liam.
So this is his first time sleeping in there, so we're not actually sure how it's going to go. A little bit nervous, plus he's been a little bit unwell, so he's not been sleeping great anyway. So we've already apologised in advance to Gran and Pop. And probably should apologise to everybody else in the guest house too. However, this place is beautiful, and they have great customer service, and there's a pool here, and you can have breakfast downstairs.
Yeah, breakfast supplied.
Looks good.
Yes,
Yeah.
so this will be a trial run. We've wanted to use the swags and get away from the van camping, especially up in this region. So this is a trial run to see how well Liam sleeps in the swag.
Good morning, everybody. We had a pretty good night actually at the Hillcrest Guest House. We couldn't get Liam to sleep in the swag. We ended up having to take him for a drive. He wasn't being naughty. We think he was just super excited to be somewhere different. So he did eventually go to sleep just after 8 o'clock. And he did sleep through till 5:45, so we think that's pretty good. Yeah, so we've had...
So we did sleep in the swag.
Yeah, he did sleep in the swag, yeah. So we've had a lovely continental breakfast, and we've just come up to the Grassy Hill Lookout, where you can see the Endeavour Inlet and out over the Coral Sea, which is beautiful. So great view.
Very windy today.
It is extremely windy, so completely wind blasted. We're just going to have a quick look around Cooktown and then hit the road out to Mount Malloy, I think is where we're going for lunch today. It's about a 4-hour drive back to Cairns. So we're going to hit the road a little bit earlier, so we've got time to do some sightseeing on the way back. So we'll see you in a little bit.
Well, we're taking the highway home today, so airing up the tyres again. I'll get them back to our towing pressures because we're hitching up and leaving with the van tomorrow morning. So. All finished airing up now. Clement and Liam are just hanging out over here at this little water playground. I think Clement's keeping Liam out of the water, but they're having fun watching the bucket fill up and drop. What's going on here?
Waiting for the bucket.
Here we go. Wow.
Back from Cooktown. We're between Mount Carbine and Mount Malloy, just on our way back into Cairns, and I've just got a message from my sister and my mum saying that Cairns is going into 3-day lockdown from 4 PM today. It's
Wow!
yeah,
Our first lockdown.
our first lockdown. It's 11:41 AM and we've just agreed that we don't have time to get back to the caravan park, pick up the dogs from the kennel and do a full pack up before 4 PM and get out of Dodge.
So we're going to have to suck it up.
So we're going to weather this lockdown. Hopefully it's only 3 days. We'll see how we go.
Because the caravan park, look, it's expensive.
It is expensive.
So we don't want to have to stay for longer than we need to.
Yeah, and we're wondering if they're going to offer some discounted rates because we have to stay longer than we said we would. But I doubt it. If they do, that'd be great. If they don't, there's nothing we can do about it. Alright.
And we're just heading into the rain now as well.
Yeah, it's just about to start pouring down with rain, so...
We've been so lucky
We've been really lucky.
to live in WA and only had that small little lockdown originally last year, in 2019, and then we've just been fortunate enough to miss it everywhere.
Yeah. we can do.
We gotta pick up the dogs.
Yay!
Get them a day early.
Just stopped in Mariba to try and do some shopping. We didn't really need anything except nappies, that was the main thing. But it's crazy hectic. So Mariba's not going into lockdown, it's just Cairns. And the Coles is chock full of people stocking up. There wasn't even any lettuce. I mean, like, who buys that much lettuce? So I'd got a basket full and then I was just wandering around the shops towards the nappies. And then I realised there's a massive queue that went from the checkout all the way around the shops back to the meat and the fruit and veg section. I just couldn't believe it. So I bailed. We've got enough food, we'll manage for the next 3 days and we'll come out tomorrow and get nappies.
Yeah, what I don't understand is I'm pretty sure you're still allowed to go shopping during the lockdown.
You can do your
So why race out and go crazy?
Anyway, we got alcohol.
Yeah, I got beer.
We got a carton of beer and a cask of wine. We were out, so it's time for a stop up.
We grew up when there were cyclones. If there was a cyclone coming, you needed to bunker down, you buy beer. You don't go buy toilet paper.
Well, you buy that too, but... Alright, so we're heading out of Mariba now, back towards Cairns. We are taking the windy route. I'm not sure what the highway is actually called.
I'm not sure. It's one that goes through Coranda.
Yeah, so...
Pops out at Smithfield.
Yeah, exactly. So down the mountain from Coranda. Like that more like. We're going to go pick up the dogs. We have to be there by 2, so we've got about an hour.
We had to be there by 3:30, so they have enough time to get home themselves, but I said we'll try and be there by 2.
Yeah, we'll try and give them as much time as we can. And then back to the caravan park to unpack the car, I suppose.
Yeah.
What a weird 24 hours it's been. Alright, I'll give you an update in a little bit, probably when we pick up the dogs.
We've got them back. Liam's pretty stoked to have them in the back with him because they usually don't ride in the back seat. They usually ride in the back where it's a bit safer for them. But yeah, we're chockers. We picked them up on our way home, so this will just have to do for the couple of Ks back to the caravan park.